Hello my people, this is your boy Kaka Jonito USA and welcome to this awesome and beautiful channel. Hey guys, I've been lost. Yeah, I know I've been lost, but now I'm back. And guys, today I want to cover all these questions that you have been asking me in this channel. So I have like plenty of questions, and I've taken this time and priority to answer all these questions. And the reason as to why I'm doing this video is because I know there's a lot of people who have the same questions, but maybe others have asked, I've given them the answers, and maybe some came in the DM, they asked and I gave them the answers, and somebody else might be having the same issue. So I've decided to tackle all these questions, and I'll not be mentioning who said what and who asked what. I'll just be giving the questions and also giving the answers and illustrations. So keep it Kaka Jonito as we tackle all these question and answer session. It's your boy Kaka Jonito USA. Welcome. So guys, the first question that I'm going to tackle here, I'll be taking these questions randomly, but I'll be mentioning where or on which video somebody asked about this question. So this video that I posted concerning the consent letter, and then there's somebody who asked me this question. So what if your child's birth certificate does not have the father's name? Is it mandatory to have the consent letter during the interview? So basically, on the birth certificate of your child, if you are the only person, like if you are the mother and it's only the mother that is in the birth certificate, then you don't need a consent letter because the father is not in the birth certificate. But you'll need a consent letter only when the birth certificate of the child has both father's name and mother's name, and you as the mother or you as the father need to go with the child, then you'll need a consent letter from the other spouse or from the other partner that you shared the child with. So there's also somebody who asked me a question concerning the email address of the embassy, and this time I was talking about how to do your KCSE confirmation. And as I said, you don't need to use the email for the embassy, simply because when you use the address, which is the PO box, that is enough evidence for the NEC to deliver your KCSE to them. So you avoid using the fax and avoid using the email, just use the PO box. That will be in order. All right. Also, somebody else asked me another question, and he asked me about which is the correct date, which is the right timing concerning the filling of the green card. Okay, this one I'll just say period for application of green card, it has already passed, but I'll just use it, and because it's also coming in another time where people will be applying and doing all these things. One thing that I need to say is that on terms of winning green card, it is not a matter of time on when you apply. It's a matter of, is it the right time for you? Is it a chance for you? Is it an opportunity for you? Is it a destiny for you? Because remember, this is it's like you usually say a green card lottery. Lottery is something that you just play and wish that you be lucky to win. So it's not about timing. It's not about how good you are at timing. It's about if it's your opportunity and God's give you the opportunity. All right, so you may apply at the beginning of the process, you may apply at the end, you may apply at the middle, but what matters is destiny, or what you call fate. All right, so another question that I will answer is because somebody asked me, how much does it cost to do medical examinations? Remember, on my videos I gave all these calculations on all the summation of amount of money that you need for your processing from the first to the last part of the processing of the green card lottery. So for the medical at the embassy, what you need is approximately $275. $275 is approximately what you need for the medical examination. So that being dollars, you can calculate it to the currency in your country. All right, so that's the approximate amount that you need for the medical examination. It might be less or equal to that amount. All right, keeping in mind that is one person, or that is $275 per person. It might be less or equal to the same amount, which is 275. So it's 275 times the number of individual per family. So if you are a family of 5, it's 275 times 5. That is approximately the amount of money you need for the medical examination. Somebody else also asked me if Nigeria is eligible for green card lottery, and my answer is no. Nigeria is not eligible for green card lottery at the moment. So they are out. They cannot apply for green card. All right. So somebody else also asked me about filling for green card, whether you are supposed to use caps lock, that is the capital letters, or you're supposed to mix them, or you're supposed to use the small letters. And all I say is that just adhere to the ways of grammar. If spellings, and if it's people's name, we start with the capital for a person name, like John, you start with a big J. If it's the other name, you start with also a big capital letter. So what I'll say is that just do as you do for grammar spelling, just adhere to that, because whether you feel it in caps lock, whether you feel it in small letters, you will notice that even them, when they are giving you options, for instance, for the country where you were born, they give you some choices, and you'll notice that in those choices, you will notice that those choices they give you there, like for instance, if it's a country, if it's Kenya, you see K is captured, but the rest of the letters of the numbers are small letters. So that shows you that you just have to adhere to the proper abbreviation of sentences. If it's name of a person, name of a place, just start with a capital letter, then the rest can be small letters. Okay. So there's somebody else who also asked me if it's okay now when you're going for the embassy medical checkup and for the interview, if it's okay to use the same photo you used during the application of the DV. And I say no. Why do I say no? Because remember, they're telling you on the instructions there that during the interview you're supposed to go with a recent photo. That it means that like a 1 month old photo during that time that you've been going. So I usually say don't use the same photo that you used to apply the DV, because remember, sometimes it takes like a year, others it may take like 1.5 years for them to also pursue the whole process before they go to this embassy. So you can imagine you apply during September, and then maybe you get selected, and then that is by May. They tell you to fill your DS260, you fill your DS260, and then you wait for the 2NL. Then maybe you receive your 2NL on August, and then you go around maybe September or October to the embassy, you see. And then somebody else will go towards the May in the next year for the embassy. So you'll see there's a very long duration, about 6+ months that you've been waiting. So they really need a recent photo. So don't use the same photo you used during the DV application. Just go take another photo that is recent, and also something might have happened to you, or you might have changed even your hairstyle or something. So it's also good to go with the recent photo of you. Okay. All right, I hope that one is well captured. So there's also somebody who asked me when I was talking about the certification and also the confirmation of the KCSE. Somebody asked me, do we certify all the certificates that we have for us to go to the embassy interview? No, we don't certify all the certificates that we have. We only need to certify or to confirm the KCSE certificate. This is because this is the minimum qualification towards green card. So that's the only one that we usually confirm. The rest you don't need to confirm them as per now. Maybe later when you come to work in the USA, and maybe the place where you'll be working, they'll need you to to maybe certify or confirm the documents. That's when you can do that confirmation. But some of the places you don't need to do all those confirmation. All right. So for the green card lottery, you only need to confirm your KCSE certificate. The reason being, it is the minimum qualification for green card. So another question that I was asked is that when I was going for the medical, did I pay the amount in dollars or in Kenyan shillings because I was in Kenya or because I'm a Kenyan? And then they also asked me if when I go to the embassy, did I also use dollars or did I use Kenyan shillings? So what I'll say is that, for instance, for me, when I went to both the embassy and um, when I went to the interview, I used Kenyan money. I never used dollars. But if I had dollars, then I could have used dollars. But for me, I only had Kenyan money, so I used Kenyan money, and they accept Kenyan money. So for the medical, I used M-Pesa because they don't accept cash. And it's either you use M-Pesa or you go pay through the bank. All right, that is for the medical. Then for the embassy interview, this is where now you pay in cash. They don't take it, so it's either you have the dollars in cash or you have the Kenyan shillings in cash. That's what they accept. All right. So for instance, if maybe you're coming from another country and you'll be in Kenya or in any other country doing the DV lottery, maybe you'll need to have the dollars and you pay through the dollars. All right. So another question is, somebody is asking me how much I paid for my green card and my green card ID, and also if I paid it when I was in Kenya. So my answer will be, I paid it when I was here in America, so I never paid it when I was in Kenya. And the amount of money that I paid is $220. So that's the amount of money that I paid for my green card ID. So somebody asked me here, if I may ask, what do you feel on the birth city where I was born is not a city in my home country, Kenya? Do I write city unknown or I feel what is written in the birth certificate? So this is a very nice question because many people get confused on what to answer because they are asking the birth city, and most of the places where people were born, they are not even cities. It's only maybe just a village. So the most important thing you need to know is that on your birth certificate, on the topmost part, the left side, it says birth in. So then there is a name they are given. So whatever is written in that part, that's what you write as your city of birth. All right. Yeah. So somebody else asked me, if you win the green card and you had included your kids, can you leave them behind? So this question is very interesting and very, 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 very important. So one thing that I want to say, yes, you can leave them, but there is a what we call the timeline. Because remember, when you play for the green card lottery, you're given your visa, and the visa has an expiration date whereby they need you by 6 months to have traveled to America so that you can go and process your green card. All right, because remember, the green card is not given during the embassy interview or after the embassy interview. The green card is given when you are in the USA. Okay, so for you to get the green card ID, you need to be in the USA. So what you need to do, you can leave your children behind. And for instance, you win your green card, you can leave them behind. First of all, you can go maybe with your husband or you personally alone if you just single single parent. You go to America, stay for the first month, second month, third month, the fourth month, and then in the fifth month come for your kids, or send money for your kids to come over. Because if they stay back in their country without coming to America, then if their visa expires, they cannot be allowed to travel, and that's how you'll have denied them a chance to become permanent residents of America. So yes, you can leave them behind, but ensure within the 6 months duration they have also come to America, so that they may also get the green card ID or green card resident permanent, or they get the permanent residence card, which is the green card. All right. So somebody else asked me these questions. For those who have children and you're planning to leave them and pick them later, do you have to include them during the application? I say yes, you have to include them during the application. Why do I say that? If you don't include your children during the application, then you cannot live with your children, because first of all, you denied them and you did not include them in your details. So your children need to be included in the details when you are applying. Their photos must be submitted, their names written correctly, their date of birth written correctly, and also during the DS260 you need to fill their details correctly. And also during the medical examination, you need to be with your children and with their passports. Go there and have all these checkups together, and then after you pass there, you go to the embassy for the interview together again. After you pass and you're given the visa, now you can leave your children, as I said, and then make sure within the 6 months before they elapse, you come for your children, or you send money for them to come over to the USA, so that they may not miss the chance of becoming permanent residents. That's it. So there's somebody else who asked me this. Hi Kaka, I have an issue here. Like right now, I don't have a job, but I've been waiting to apply for the green card, and I did short course in college. Now, how should I feel if they ask for my education level or work experience? Now, this is very simple and very easy. All I'll say is the minimum qualification for green card is high school certificate. As long as you have your high school certificate or your high school degree or your high school diploma, no matter how you call it, that's what you need. All right. So whatever you have added, whatever extra you've done is good for your resume, is good for you, but the most and the minimum qualification is your high school. So as long as you have done your high school and you have your certificate, you're good to go. But during maybe the application, if you have done college, then the highest level of your education should be some college degree or some college courses or some university courses, or some college courses or some college certificate. You see, that is what you should put. So another question then again concerning the same qualifications of education. Somebody else asked me this from Uganda, and say that, hello, I did high school senior 6, but I didn't get good grades, then later went for higher education certificate 1 year. Can I use this as my high school qualification from Uganda? So this is the answer to this person, and this is what I should say. For Uganda, minimum qualification for the high school is an advanced certificate of education, UACE, or A level or O level certificate with a minimum of 1 pass, that is grade AE, and at least 1 subsidiary pass, grade O, out of the 4 subjects exams, or secondary pass out of 4 subject exam. So for Ugandans, that's what you need, and for them, you see, they have a lot of options to choose from. So that is the qualification for the high school certificate, or for the minimum qualification for the people coming from Uganda. Hi Uganda people. So we continue. So guys, that is it for the first session of questions, and I'll be bringing the other session of questions and answers, because I want to answer all these questions and to put them here, so that when you watch this video, you might have a diverse opinion and knowledge and information concerning different circumstances for the green card, and also for the life skills, you know, because at the end of it all, it's all about getting the information, getting the awareness, getting this knowledge, so that you may use this knowledge to empower yourself. So guys, it's your boy Kaka Jonito. From my side, I say adios until the next time. I'll be rolling up with the next video of questions and answers and many more things that I've set for you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing, watching my videos, commenting, and if you have more questions, just drop them on this video and I'll be tackling them one by one. God bless you. Adios. Bye.